Okay,
So we need do we do a motion to go?
No, I'm gonna make a motion to come out of executive session.
Motion by member Johnson, is there a second?
I second.
Ms. Vanderpool, all in favor?
Aye.
3-0, we're back in regular session. After executive session, discussing potential lease with National Gear and Piston, that matter will be tabled pending further discussion with the tenant and the IDA. The next set of issues would be new business. As you know, the Sentinel has been before the city council for potential project in that area where the lease is being considered. One issue that we would like to do is to engage an appraisal company to evaluate the value of those lots and neighboring lots. We've received two proposals, one from Valuation Plus, who has already done appraisals in that area and on those lots, and also another appraisal company. That's two appraisals. Your procurement requires 3. However, in special circumstances, you can go with the 2. And this is a special circumstance because the applicant, the proposer, the Sentinel Penrose, is agreed to pay all costs related to the appraisals. So we're waiting for that and the money to come in, which should happen any day now. So I would recommend obtaining Valuation Plus as per their proposal, with all fees to be paid for by the developer for those lots. Is there a motion to consider that resolution, which would be 6/2024-3?
I make a motion to entertain 6/2023-3.
No, 6/2024-3.
Yes. To retain Valuation Plus for the appraisals. Is there a second?
I don't know why.
I second it.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, that passes 3-0. I will work with Executive Director Mapp and the assessor, Ms. Vanderpool, to make sure the right lots are being appraised, and we'll report back as soon as we have some more information. I have,
Just also under new business, some of, because I want to share some of what I said in executive session, because I like to share it myself. So, look, we're talking about investment in the 3rd Street corridor between 4th Avenue and 6th Avenue, and then the 4th Avenue corridor between 3rd Street and 4th Street. The city is probably the largest property owner collectively between the Urban Renewal Agency, the Industrial Development Agency, and the City of Mount Vernon. And there have been urban renewal plans in that neighborhood for upwards of 20 years, and we haven't seen them come to fruition. And the, the greatest enemy of good is perfect, right? The greatest enemy of good is perfect. And I think for a long time, we've looked for perfect. And it's been a disservice to that neighborhood. And it is something that would never, ever, ever be allowed to happen in any other neighborhood in Mount Vernon. It wouldn't happen in the Heights. It wouldn't happen in Kingsbridge Gardens. It wouldn't happen in Fleetwood. It wouldn't happen in Hunts Woods. It wouldn't happen in, over on Columbus and Lincoln. It wouldn't be allowed to happen anywhere. And I, as the mayor, as the current leader of the city, I don't believe that we could continue to allow it to happen on 3rd Street. On 3rd Street. It has been a disservice. It has been a disservice to the community. And I think that we need to make sure that we get the proper investment in the 3rd Street corridor, reinvest and revitalize that corridor of the city. I think it's critical. And it not just revitalizes that community. It shows that Mount Vernon is also serious about equity and about revitalizing our entire community. We could focus on what we're going to do about Mount Vernon East and Mount Vernon West train station, and what we're going to do around, the Fleetwood train station. But we are the landlords of most of that property in that neighborhood. And when we decide to do what is right by that neighborhood, then we also now have the moral authority to go after, and I say that right, to go after, to engage, and to challenge property owners throughout the city who own property, who've allowed those properties to become dilapidated, who utilize their dilapidated properties to ask for surcharges and discounts in property taxes, and then continue to hold on them and allow that cycle to continue over and over again. It's kind of hard to tell people they need to tear down their buildings, or they need to improve their buildings, or they need to sell their buildings to people who really have an intention of doing something and developing. If we have, I don't know how many properties sitting doing nothing, right? And so we need to get to that place because you can only push as hard as you do. And so once we do, we could push, and we have the moral authority and the high ground to be able to do it. And so, you know, I look forward to us having the very honest and hard conversations that we need to have as a city. And you know, about investing in the most underserved and disinvested neighborhoods in the community, just as vigorously as we are about talking about investing in other parts of our community. And when we get serious about development, then the developers who come to us will be serious about development and economic development here in the city. So that's just kind of my little soapbox moment for the day. You know, and I just thought it was important to say it. I had the opportunity to stand and look and be on site for 5 hours and come down too on that Saturday as the old Urban Renewal Agency building. It wasn't one that we built, but it was one that we foreclosed on and we took over, and it was dilapidated when we got it. And, you know, it's been closed for a long time. And it's been not safe, and it's been an eyesore in that neighborhood for a long time. And there's been lots of questions on, you know, social media is, oh, was it done right? Was it done safely? I wouldn't have stood out there for 5 hours. I wouldn't have stood out there for 5 hours. Trust me. You know, our building department, our DPW, our police department, our water department, Con Ed, fire, all of us work together, and the law department, city council, the controller's office, you know, all work together and making sure that every I was dotted. I said city council. The I was dotted with, we had to send legislation through. Every I was dotted and that every T was crossed. We had asbestos tests done, lead tests. We had air quality tests, 6 different sites set up for air quality testing. You know, we had water hoses wetting down the structure as it was, you know, brought down. So we're looking to do the right thing, the right way, for the right reason. And when we do it that way, then we can expect others to do the same. And that's it for my new business. Is there anything else? Any other new business?
Motion to adjourn.
All right.
Is there a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Adjourn.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
You need that.